Good morning, gentlemen. It's Coach Tim coming to you with our weekly check-in for you VIP members. I'm sitting outside on our back porch this morning. It's going to be a beautiful day here in the mid 70s. If you don't know, I'm about an hour north of Seattle, Washington, so we don't get the hot that a lot of you get where you live, and we don't really get the humidity either. Now, it's not dry like Arizona, but it's much less humid than some of the sticky parts of the country. Let me give you just a quick picture of what's going on around the yard there. Sprinklers are going. It's kind of our backyard setting. I hope you're having a good week. And if you're new to VIP, welcome. We're glad to have you. This is a community that's meant to encourage each of us as we kind of pursue our fitness goals. And wherever you are in your journey, whether you have just completed your first 6-week round or whether you had been in Fastway before, re-up for another 6-week round, whether you're brand new to pursuing fitness or you've been doing it for years and Fastway is a newer program, we want to be a help to you. So if you've got questions, we would love to hear them. Questions about your fitness, about your nutrition, about where you are in your journey. In fact, I just spoke with a client yesterday who is kind of stuck, has seen some progress, quite a bit of progress, but still has that persistent belly fat. His last few pounds of fat that is pretty tough to lose. And so we talked about macros and where he was and workouts and what we could do to kind of reset and push past that last barrier. So I wanted to talk this morning about what it looks like to push past. In fact, let's call it this. What do you do to choose your hard? You need to choose your hard. Now, what I mean by that is, being unhealthy is hard. Now, you may not feel the effects of that now. You're going to feel them later. You're going to feel them at some point because you have not lived a healthy life. And that's why many of you are in this program, because you saw the writing on the wall. Maybe you didn't grow up with the habits that were built into you to live a healthy lifestyle, to maximize the gift that you've been given of a body and to try and take care of it. But you started, and so you've chosen the hard of the daily discipline of eating healthy instead of just eating whatever's in front of you or whatever's easy. Some of you have never worked out. That's hard. It's not always easy to do your workout. There's days when you just don't feel like doing it, whether it's at the end of the day or the beginning of the day. There's a hard involved in the daily discipline of pursuing fitness. So you're going to choose your hard at one end or the other. You're going to pursue fitness and maximize everything you can do anyway to pursue health and longevity, to be able to do the things as long as you can that you enjoy doing. I'm 67. That's why I'm doing this. Not so much because I want to sculpt a certain kind of body. It's really more about fitness, about longevity, about being able to do the things that I feel called to do as long as I can do them, to take care of the gift that I've been given in my body. And boy, it's not always easy. There's days when I have to modify because I've got something I've tweaked, or I've got some aches and pains at my age that I didn't used to have when I was in my 40s. Or it's just hard because I don't feel the motivation. So I want to talk specifically about what's hard for you. When you think about the thing that is most challenging to you, and maybe the area that you need to press into the hard the most, what is it? Is it in the workouts? Is it in the nutrition, or is it in your mindset? The workouts, the nutrition, we've talked about a lot, and I'll come back to that in a minute, but the mindset is really the key to your day-to-day approach to this. It really influences your emotional level. It's connected to your why. Why are you going to press in to what's hard? So which of those three areas do you need to challenge yourself in? Tomorrow's the day we celebrate our wins. Today, if you're participating, is a day that we're fasting as a VOP community. About once a month, we do a 24-hour fast. Do you do those? For some of us, it's really a piece of cake. We skip the morning meal, we have our evening meal. It's a 24-hour fast, and it doesn't really have a lot of effect on our bodies. But for others, it's hard. It's hard to go without meals during the day and wait till dinner. Is that something you press into? And if so, why? It just so happens that this one aspect of the hard that we all participate in, this fast, comes at a time when we're talking about the overall hard that we're choosing in this journey. So what is it for you? Do you need to press in to kind of resetting, rethinking about your mindset? Or is it the nutrition piece? I talk to a lot of people who are struggling to get their protein in on a daily basis. We've talked about the importance of protein and how that's a key nutrition to building muscle tissue, which is really what this is about. If we're gonna keep our metabolism going, if we're gonna be maximizing our longevity and our ability to do things, we need to keep our muscle tissue and build new muscle tissue. And we can't do that without protein. But you also need the other nutrition to support your workouts, to support your hormone levels. So how are you doing in that? Are you taking too many weekends off? Are you really not hitting your macro targets? It's surprising how many guys I talk to that are really under their targets on a regular basis. Did you find that this summer, as vacations have happened, that week off because you're traveling and you're having fun and making memories with family, does it lengthen beyond the week? Do you find a hard time getting back into the day-to-day tracking? What is it about the nutrition that's hard for you? Are you over? Are you under? What do you need to do to reset, to press into that hard? Do you need to meal prep? Do you need to look ahead and plan your meals either on a daily basis or on a weekly basis even? How are you approaching the goal of eating the way that you should and hitting the targets that you've set so that you can either lose the weight that you need to lose or that you can focus on building muscle tissue? So where are you? Do you know whether you're in maintenance? Do you know whether you're still in a deficit? Have you pressed into the heart of actually talking to your coach to find out where you need to be and set some goals on where you want to be? Maybe for you it's the workouts. I find it mentally challenging to press in to really maxing out the workouts. You know, it's easy to just go through the motions, to push the same weights that you pushed last week. It takes some mental discipline. It takes some pressing into hard to grab weights that are heavier than what is comfortable and push myself so that I am close to failure in the last rep or two in every set. It's easier to take an easier approach. But if we're doing that, then we're not really strength training. We're not really challenging our body to make new muscle tissue. So how are you doing in your workouts? Maybe you need to get some new weights. Maybe if you can't afford to get some new weights, you need to do some things to challenge your muscles. If you don't have heavy enough weights, then slow it down so that you get to those near failure reps in every set. Maybe you need to increase the reps so that you get to near failure in every set. You need to do what is required to push yourself so that your body gets a signal, hey, we got to build some new muscle tissue here. If you really want to build muscle and you haven't seen strength increases for a while, it might be, honestly, because you've been in a deficit too long. And it goes back to linking your nutrition with your workouts. Where's your heart? That's what I want you guys to think about this week. And I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear what area you plan on pressing into in the coming month. What hard are you choosing to tackle? I hope you have a great day, great week. Let's hear those wins tomorrow on Friday. Have a great weekend. Talk to you later.